institution with excellence in education. It is an autonomous institution affiliated with Anna University, a prestigious technical university in India. The college has earned accreditation from NAC and NBA, highlighting its commitment to qualify education and continuous improvement. SA Engineering College offers a diverse range of programs, including 11 undergraduate courses and 6 postgraduate courses. The institution is known for its academic rigor, innovative teaching methodologies, and emphasis on holistic development. Welcome to the Tech Series 4.18. Today, it is my great privilege to introduce a remarkable individual whose dedication and achievements have profoundly impacted the fields of education, technology, and social innovation. Dr. Ramlatha Marimuthu ma'am. Dr. Ramlatha Marimuthu ma'am is an educator, entrepreneur, and IEEE impact creator. Her passion for humanitarian technology and service learning has inspired countless students to develop skills and create innovative solutions for societal challenges, particularly focusing on inclusiveness and accessibility for individuals with special needs. Her intensive experience in motivating and training students has made her a prominent figure in skill development and peer networking. Dr. Ramalata Marimuthu ma'am has shared her expertise on assistive technology at universities and conferences around the globe, including notable institutions like Google in Mountain View and a Pacific Northwest National Laboratory in Richland. Her interest also encompasses women empowerment and effective education, areas where she has made a significant contributions as a founder and a general chair of Youth Inventor in Social Innovations through Science and Technology, an international talent show spanning over 20 countries. She has fostered innovation among students and young professionals for the betterment of humanity. Her exponential work has been recognized with numerous prestigious awards, including the IEEE MGA Achievement Award in 2008, the Lifetime Achiever Award by the Lions Club International in 2009, and the Mentor Award by the Government of Tamil Nadu Secretariat for the Disabled in 2009. She also received the IEEE MGA Leadership Award in 2012, the Anita Borg Institute Change Agent Award in 2012, the Sisters Pass in on Award in 2014, and the IEEE Inspiring Member of the Year Award in 2016. Dr. Ramlatha Marimuthu ma'am became an IEEE Computer Society Golden Core member in 2020, received the Larry K. Wilson Transnational Award in 2021, and most recently, the Youth Curator Excellence Award by the Rotary Club of Coimbatore West in 2024. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Ramlatha Marimuthu ma'am with us to share her insights on tackling climate change using AI. Her work continues to inspire and drive positive change in communities worldwide. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Ramlatha Marimuthu ma'am. We are eager to hear your insights, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to present in front of the school students about the climate change, which is a very hot topic right now and which is very close to my heart. Can I present right now? I am sharing the screen. Is my screen visible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible, ma'am.
Okay, right. So I'll start. So today my topic is going to be about the climate change and how technology can mitigate or at least provide solutions for mitigating the climate change. As introduced, I am Ramalata Marimuthu. I'm an IEEE member for the past 24 years and a volunteer also for the same time. Apart from that, I was an educator for nearly 40 years, and right now I'm retired and I have my own company, I Explore Foundation for Sustainable Development. So first of all, what is climate change? Why it is so concerning? The climate change refers to continuous alterations which has been going on the Earth's climate, both surface as well as the atmospheric one, slowly, including the changes in the temperature, the precipitation patterns, and other weather-related phenomena. So this has actually given rise to the global temperatures, which also has resulted in the sea level rise, the shrinking glaciers, and increased carbon dioxide emissions and faster melting snow. So, what is the impact of this climate change and why should we be worried about it? The first thing I'm going to show about is the heat waves. If you see the table column that is given, I've recorded it from 1956. So from 1956, the heat waves have not been actually changed much, though we have the temperature, the maximum temperature recorded is between a range. It has not actually changed. But if you see the number of deaths because of the heat waves and the frequency of the increase in the heat waves, those two are the concerning factors. The increase in the frequency of the heat waves have been alarming. From 1956, we had only the heat wave maybe once in 30 years, once in 35 years. But after that, the frequency has reduced like once in 3 years and 5 years, but now it is every year. And you might have seen recently this year also the heat wave because of the heat wave, how many people have died. Around 20 people have been recorded dying because of the heat wave. And this graph also shows the number of deaths. Though the number of deaths you can see it has reduced. It has been like first we didn't know how to tolerate it or mitigate it. What were the solutions? Now we know the solutions and how to reduce it, but that doesn't actually reduce the frequency of the heat wave occurrence. So the root cause is the heat wave occurrence, and not only mitigating the deaths will actually reduce it. So that becomes an important outcome of the climate change. Tropical cyclones. If you see the distribution of the tropical cyclones from 1985 to 2005, according to the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, you can see that the frequency of the hurricanes, the tropical cyclones, have increased, and the concentration in the places, different places also have been noted down, and you can see the dense areas that is shown in the graph, in the map. Those indicate the increase in the amount of frequency, because each of the line shows the occurrence of one hurricane, and too many hurricanes in one particular area shows the denseness of the area. So you can see that we are the ones who will be affected first, because it is moving towards the Japan area, and the next affected people will be ourselves. And naturally, if you see, though it has been concentrated in the ocean area, it is also affecting the countries, the landscape so much. Tropical floods. Recently, we have been hearing about the tropical floods too frequently, and it is not only in our country. Though I have only taken the recorded tropical floods in India, it is not only in our country. We have been we have been seeing this in all the countries, nearby countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Singapore, Malaysia, and even Sumatra, Java, Philippines. Everyone is experiencing these tropical floods. So, if you see, from the year 1943 to 1993, that is 50 years of gap, it has been only five tropical floods. But you can see from 2005 to 2024, okay, it has gone down, but I've taken all the data, but it's okay. So from 2005, if you see the number of floods, you can see that every year now it is occurring. There is no reduction in the number, but there is an increase in the number, in fact, and the number of areas affected also are increasing. It is not reducing. The next thing is about the global warming. Everybody was talking about the global warming for the past 20 years, and it is not without reason. Actually, they have recorded the temperature, the global surface air temperature, and they have seen the amount of increase in the global surface air temperature, and this is actually the root cause for many of the other climate related problems also. So when the atmospheric temperature changes, automatically the global heat also increases, and this is going to melt the glaciers and the snow. And if the snow reduces, melts, then automatically the oceans and the other water areas are going to increase, and that is going to reduce the landscape or the continents, of course. So you might have heard about recent flooding and recent uh, disappearance of many of the islands in Caribbean, many of the islands in Pacific Ocean, and that is because of the global warming. But now the United Nations has issued a warning that we have been past the global warming stage, and right now we are in the era of global boiling. So after this, it is going to affect the people multifold, because the temperature itself is going to increase, and without even the heat waves, it is going to be a continuous heat wave, I would say. So because of that, the deaths are going to increase, and the illness is also going to increase. So, what will be the impact on of climate change on different areas? I've just recorded some of them. On agriculture, which is our basic necessity for food, on the human health, on the natural resource availability like water, on biodiversity and ecosystem, the availability of greeneries, the availability of the animals, all these things. Then on women, why particularly women? It is women and children. So those are the underserved persons, and at the same time, those are the people who are responsible for many of the household chores, which which actually requires these natural resources like water, the electricity, uh, and women are responsible for the food preparation for the whole household. So agriculture and health. Who looks after you when you are ill? Your mother. So those are the people who will be affected first, And so I have mentioned only women and children. And this graph actually shows how the rainstorms, the droughts, and the heat waves, how they have increased, and how because of okay, this is a vicious cycle. If the global warming increases, all these things increase, and if these increase, global warming also increase. So naturally, with the 1.5, what will be our extreme surface dryness, and which means that we will lose most of the natural resources like water. And if it is 2, if it is 4, what happens? By 4, I don't think we will be surviving. So let us see impact on agriculture. If you see the map, it is very clear. The ones in green color, those are the ones which will be available for agriculture. Only these areas, these landscapes will be ready to be cultivated. All the other areas will not be fit for cultivation at all, which means that at least half of the area in landscape and half of the continents are going to be in extreme poverty. There will be no food prepared or no food manufactured in those countries. And the red colors actually indicate the areas where there will be no agriculture. So if there is no agriculture, we are all in that area. Please see. So South America, part of North America, Africa, part of Europe, part of Asia and Australia, these are going to be completely deprived of cultivable lands by 2080. And only those which are green, because now they are covered in snow, most of them are uncultivable, but because of the global warming they are melting, and these areas only will be cultivable lands. So they will be having enough space and for agriculture, but the whole world will be competing with them for exports and imports, and requesting them for food. Pathetic situation. The impact on the human health, and naturally famine is going to be one reason. Then waterborne diseases, airborne diseases, all these things are going to increase. Even without that, the heat stroke, heat exhaustion, they are going to be increasing, and the air quality is reducing, and the respiratory problems will also manifest in human body, and because of that, the resultant diseases like asthma and other things, they will increase. There will be allergic diseases, and naturally the heat will increase our metabolic rate, and because of that our mental health also will be affected. uh, then naturally, as I said, because of agricultural deprivation, we will be having insecurity in food, and because of that malnutrition for the children also. And there are some indirect impacts, the healthcare, like the malaria, dengue, because floods, whenever there is a flood, automatically this malaria, dengue, all those communicable diseases will be strife. So based on all these observations, you can see that the human health is completely going to be affected, both physically as well as mentally. Then, water scarcity. As I said, the women are responsible for bringing water for the household, and without clean water, even now, there are so many countries. You can see in the graph also, where we don't have enough water in some of the places, and the water scarcity has been increasing, and it will increase by 2100. The people affected also will be, right now it is 1268 million. It is going to double by 2100, that is 2026 million. And it is because of the global warming, so reduced precipitation, and the melting glaciers will go into the ocean and become salt water, it will not be consumable. So all these problems are going to increase the drinking water shortage. And just because water goes into the ocean, it doesn't mean that they are going to be striving or thriving, but there will also be changes in the ecosystem completely. And this picture actually shows how one of the most important lives of the ocean, under the ocean, that is the coral, which is responsible for breeding. It is the breeding ground for the fish and other animals like tortoise, turtles, and the ecosystem thrives because of these corals, and they are going to be completely destroyed after some time, and this will be the result. So the picture actually shows the picture without the coral, or the dead coral, how it will be. There will be no schools of fish, there will be no breeding ground for them, so the fish also will be destroyed. We will also be losing our food, and the total ecosystem also will be reduced, or destroyed. So, how it is going to affect the women and children? The first picture shows a woman walking around 8 to 12 miles to bring water for her family, drinking water, because there is no clean water available. And this is one of the places in Africa. And she walks daily 8 to 12 miles and brings the water for the day. Just imagine how much difficult it will be for the woman in the scorching heat, moving all the way and bringing heavy water. And naturally, her health also will reduce. Her capacity to look after the children, look after the elderly, look after the whole family is going to reduce. And the second picture actually shows the opposite because of flooding, how women and children are affected. And uh, if the houses are flooded, low lying houses are flooded, the first people affected, not only in they have to move the house, they have to move the children, they have to look after the elderly, everything. In addition, the first one who will be affected in health also women, because they have that kind of low health through their continuous work. So it is necessary for us to just imagine how much it is going to be difficult for us to survive without these women, and that will actually create that awareness in us to bring us ourselves to not to waste water, not to waste electricity, not to require things that are more than what we are going to use. See, that is our problem. Wherever we have the industries, we are manufacturing large amounts of products which will be exported, and which will not even sell, and which will be lying there to be destroyed. All these over manufacturing, it is hurting the country, hurting the natural resources. You can remember that Tirupur banyan factories, hundreds and hundreds of factories, they have destroyed the whole water bodies around Coimbatore. So what are the major influences? So this is one of them: atomic power energy reactors. And there has been so many accidents also, creating a lot of health hazards for the people. Greenhouse gas emissions, this is not only because of the companies, but also by the individuals, because whatever we do, even the food we eat, because of agriculture, that is going to create carbon emission. But the carbon emission is very low level, but the manufacturing of different products, and which we don't want, in fact, that is one reason for this increased greenhouse gas emissions. The second thing is production of food products. Again, most of them go to wastage, and but we will be using the natural resources of the soil fertility as well as the water throughout its production. So what is the use? Who's going to use it? And power generation, how much of electricity is wasted? People forget to switch off the lights and fans, and even that is going to cost so much. So generating the power is the major reason for CO2 emission, and we have been producing it for a lot, and even now we are not satisfied. We still want more power. Then, apart from that, of course, our transportation like cars and other things which use the natural fossil fuel, that is also increasing the greenhouse gas emissions. And the CO2 in the atmosphere, if you see, it has been continuously increasing. So it is not possible for us to reduce it. Though the governments say we are reducing, we are trying to reduce. No, it is not possible. The CO2 concentration is increasing, for the past 30 to 40 years. And apart from that, there are man-made structures which are destroying the natural resources. You can see this picture 1987 and 2006. So this is the route of the Chinese river, the Yellow River, which is very famous for flooding, in fact. And to reduce the flooding and to uh, increase the productivity of this, uh, the dam was built to produce electricity and also to water the nearby areas. But where are the areas? You can see that many of the areas now are devoid of green. So producing the electricity actually reduces the greenery of that area, and it is a massive structure. This Three Gorges Dam. This is called Three Gorges Dam, and if the size of the dam is such that it is actually reducing the Earth's rotation even by 1 minute. So that is the impact we are creating on the Earth and the geographic ecosystem. Deforestation. You can see in every country, deforestation is very high, and because of that, it is not only affecting that own country, but it is also affect other countries around. See, you can see the Amazon rainforest. How much of the Amazon rainforest has been totally deforested, and this is affecting the temperatures in Tibet, which is more than 15,000 kilometers away from the tropical place. So, if this is the impact of an Amazon forest, which is 15,000 kilometers away. Just imagine how much of impact we will have when we are deforesting our own forests. So this is the reason we should increase the number of trees in every country. Everybody should have that responsibility of planting at least one or two trees in their lifetime. The next is the solar activities, but actually the solar reflection and the heat islands. Everybody talks about the solar activities and say that it is creating the increase in the temperature. But the satellite measurements actually don't show anything. So sun is not the culprit. We are. So how we have come to know about all these things? The importance of the climate action is an important thing that we have to make ourselves understand. And the United Nations has created 17 sustainable development goals. The meaning of this sustainable development goal is, if the human race has to be sustainable, if they want to live after maybe 100 years, then we need to follow certain actions. The first thing is the climate. you can see that the climate action is 13. It is the root cause for many of the other problems. And um if we are concentrating on some of the things like no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, all these can be achieved if we all come together. But if we don't come together, none of these will be achieved. And it is not necessary, it is not only necessary that we should concentrate on only one SDG. These are collective SDGs, which means that every one of them is important for our survival. If we want to survive, if the human race wants to survive, then we need to follow each and every one of these SDGs. Even if one of them is not going to be active or accepted, or what to say, if we are not going to fulfill even in any one of the SDG, then we are not going to survive at all. Because if you see, I have given, of course, they have given a complete framework and the number of targets they have given. I have filled up this dependency on the other goals. Each of the goal is dependent on the other goals. And according to me, the climate action, if you see, it is completely dependent on all these things. So it is not possible for us to have any one of the goals satisfied and survive. We have to satisfy all the goals, then only we can survive. So, how technology can help? I'm talking about only the artificial intelligence here. I'm not talking about any other technology. And this artificial intelligence, first, what is artificial intelligence? This can simulate human intelligence and behavior, our thought processes, and try to solve the complex problems. But the advantage of this artificial intelligence is that the human intelligence or the human mind is not capable of working on vast amounts of data. If we have millions and millions of data, it is impossible for our intelligence to work on it and create an insight or maybe come to a decision. But the artificial intelligence or the machines created through the artificial intelligence, they can help in learning, reasoning, and also problem solving through our own natural language perception. And they can also create uh, create some of the other software. At the same time, they will also be able to digest many of the vast amounts of data in the different areas. So the applications, if you see, there is predictive modeling and climate forecasting. This is only related to the the climate change I have taken. And so if you see, it is like you can forecast what is going to happen in the climate, and that is how actually we are safeguarded by our government. If you remember, all the fishermen on the coast will be given a pre-warning about the storms, about the cyclones, and they will be evacuated from the place. So similar to that, the earthquake and other things are also now identified. The second thing is the energy efficiency and management, how we can efficiently use the energy, and how based on the demand we can produce only the supply, and if there is a possibility of storage, then how we can do it so that we can reduce the wastage. The third thing is renewable energy optimization, switch over to the fossil fuel, and how fast it should be, what will be the percentage that is required to improve our energy health by improving the solar and wind power generation. And based on the AI prediction on the weather, it will be optimized. The optimized solar and wind power generation and operation, more towards the storage, can also be developed. The next one is the disaster response and recovery. It is self explanatory. What is disaster? Tsunami, cyclones, earthquakes, natural calamities. All these, once it has happened, then it is necessary for us to do the recovery from that area, because the natural resources, human resources, everything is destroyed, and there will be necessary for the human resources to be recovered from that area, given some camps where they can live temporarily, and they have to be given food, water, and other facilities. All these can be done through AI, because it can calculate how much of food is needed, how much water is needed, and what is the distance from which it can be brought in, all those things. Agriculture and land use. It can predict how the agriculture can be improved by optimizing the farming practices. Our own natural farming practices are very, very important here, because they actually can satisfy our need. Gandhiji told, earth can always satisfy our need, but not our greed. So it is only the greed that is uh, bringing the humanity down, and also destroying all the natural resources. But AI can help us where the demand and the supply are going to be equal, and how we need not produce more and then waste more. Then climate change mitigation, of course, when there is a climate change, it can predict what will be the next disaster that is going to occur, and it can also process a vast amount of data that has been happening and identify the trends. Then carbon emission monitoring and reduction. As you know, in Delhi, right now, we are trying to reduce the carbon emission through capturing the amount of carbon in the air, and what will be the mitigating steps, like maybe usage of cars to be reduced, and the burning of the muds from the agriculture, that is to be reduced, all those things. So here AI can process all these data and give us solutions. So on the basis of this, we actually had a climate webinar series on climate science, policy, solutions, and these are some of the people, the experts who gave talks on how can AI help on climate action, then how agriculture can be sustained with the help of technology, and the how it is affecting the citizen safety and security, how women actually can help in mitigating the climate change, and also how there are social feedback loops around the world, and for climate justice activism. And if you want to be a climate activist, you can become one, and start generating those vibes among the people, so that everyone becomes aware of the climate action necessity. And I also organize one international project competition every year, and it is called the SS12 Youth Endeavors on Social Innovations through Sustainable Technology. And that actually is based on only the sustainable development goals, and the students, they develop solutions for these kind of social issues. And in one country it will happen. This year it is going to be in Tunisia. So around 27 countries are participating this year in Tunisia. And more importantly, this project competition has actually created so many entrepreneurs through the sustainable development goals as their what to say, as their sole goal. This means that we are creating young generation who are aware of the Sustainable Development Goal, and many of them have developed renewable energies. The project which I am showing here at the last photo. So this one is about how to create energy by walking, how the floor itself can generate energy. And actually, one more team also presented about how the slow moving vehicles also can create wind energy, and they demonstrated it with a small wind turbine also. So like that, they are producing projects which can be actually um, brought into products, and how this can help people move towards the greener future rather than going for the same kind of practices. So that is all I have today. I hope I have been able to explain how the artificial intelligence can help. But remember, human intelligence is always superior to artificial intelligence. And so, with our intelligence, we should be able to understand how climate change is uh, ruining our lives, and how we should work on using the technology like artificial intelligence only to use that, use the technology for mitigating this climate change. So every one of you can become a climate activist, can create awareness for your parents, for your nearby students. In fact, this SS12 project competition also has a track called Junior Einstein competition, where only school students, they produce a lot of um, projects for the social issues. They produce fantastic ideas, innovative ideas, and it is really great to see people really understanding about the climate change, understanding about the renewable energy, the electric vehicles, and other things. So I'm sure every one of you uh, will definitely bring this awareness to your environment, and create a greener environment for you and for others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'll give my vote of thanks. As we conclude today's session of Tech Series 4.18, I am honored to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of CSC, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, Department of SC Engineering College. I extend our deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Ramalata Marimuthu ma'am. Your enlightening talk on tackling climate change using AI has provided us with valuable insights into how cutting edge technology can address one of the most pressing issues of our time. Your passion and expertise have truly inspired us, and we are grateful for your time and knowledge, ma'am. I would also like to thank the organizing committee for their meticulous planning and hard work in making this event a success. A heartfelt thank you to all our participants for your active participation and engagement. Lastly, we kindly ask everyone to take a few moments to fill out the feedback form. Your feedback is crucial in helping us improve the future events. Upon submission, you will receive your participation certificates. Thank you once again and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. It has been a great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.